What's up? Welcome back to the Transfer Portal CFB over on YouTube, presented by NoContextCFB. Really excited to have another player interview. Dylan and I are really pumped for this one. We've got a stud wide receiver joining us today, Tyrese Chambers. What's up, man? How are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. How y'all doing? Yes, sir.
Yeah, doing very well and super excited to have you on. We haven't done a player interview in quite a while, so again, just really hyped to get a very good player on, and we can't wait to see what you do this upcoming season. I'll just get it started by asking you what your favorite sports memory is. Maybe it dates back to last season or all the way going back to your childhood.
I appreciate you. Thank you for having me on here, man. Sports memory. I'm gonna say the game-winning touchdown I had in high school. It's a school called Tuscarora. It was it was a county school that we had went up against. We didn't know nothing about them. They didn't know nothing about us, so they didn't know, like, they couldn't game plan for me or nothing like that. And I think I had like 6 touchdowns that game, but it was
6.
Yeah, I had 6. Yeah, I had 6 touchdowns that game, and it was like a fourth quarter. I was a quarterback, and I had rolled to the right trying to throw the ball. I ended up rolling back I rolled to the left trying to throw the ball. I ended up rolling back to the right to get the first down. Clock was going. My quarterback ended up coming in. I ain't have no gloves. I had one glove. I had to take my glove off, throw it to the sideline, and then they just throw it up, Hail Mary, and I ended up catching the end zone to win the game. Man, that was kind of one of the most best memories that I can really think of. That was my favorite one.
That sounds sick and truly an all-time performance for you and your high school. Well, I know a lot about your game. You've got really good game-breaking speed, tremendous concentration, immaculate hands, so much more. But explain your game to those that might not know.
So I would say, like, a few things that I drive myself on is getting off the line of scrimmage. That's a really big, really important thing for me. Getting off the ball, really do a really good job of doing that. Catching the ball in traffic. I like catching the ball in traffic. However you gotta get it, you gotta come down with the ball. Left hand, right hand, 2 hands over 2 defenders. As however you gotta catch the ball, you gotta catch the ball. And one of the most important things I feel like that I have for like different ability than other receivers is the ability to adjust to any quarterback. And I can play with any quarterback. I've played with multiple quarterbacks in my career, and I adjusted to everyone. So I don't have a set, I only can play with this guy, that guy. Now I can play with any quarterback and make plays for anybody, man. So, obviously everybody, it's a lot of fast receivers out there. I feel like I can get going with the best of them. I got tremendous strength, so I feel like I can get going with the best of them with that. But everybody don't have that ability to play with every quarterback. So I feel like I can do that.
Speaking of quarterbacks, as fans of college football might know, you're going to be on the NFL draft radar here soon. And if they don't know now, they should know. But is there a certain NFL team that you'd like to be drafted by, or a certain quarterback that you like to catch passes from?
No, to be honest, man, whoever drafts me, that's the team I want to play for. That's the team I'm going to give my all to, and that's the quarterback I would love to play for. So that's pretty much it. I am a big fan of Herbert, Justin Herbert.
There we go.
Yeah, I like Justin Herbert. I feel like I would love to be on a young team with a young quarterback that I can, have my career with and, adjust to and stuff like that. So that's big for me.
Yeah, I'm an Oregon fan and grad, so that just made me happy. I'd love to see you play with the Chargers, man. That would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, really.
Going to like other athletes, like what athletes could be football, could be other wide receivers. What are some of those that have inspired you along the way?
You said college or high school? College or NFL?
Yeah, it could be football, could be other sports, just any athletes that have inspired you.
There's a boxer, Javante Davis from my city. He's undefeated right now. Then you're like 28-0, 27-0, or something like that. I've been to a couple of his fights in person, man. He motivates me every time I go. So that's one of the athletes in the world that I look up to, and that I appreciate him being from my city and stuff. Tavon Austin, another former West Virginia Mountaineer and stuff like that. He's from my city. He's from my city as well. He just signed with the Buffalo Bills. He's always been a big motivational factor for me. T.Y. Hilton, former FIU player, played for the Colts and stuff. Antonio Brown, Stephon Diggs, You know, just players like I feel like that I throughout my game on and stuff like that. I feel like we have similar styles and stuff. So those guys are some of them.
Yeah, those are all excellent role models. And just going back to the whole Herbert thing, the Chargers definitely could benefit from some youth at the receiver spot in the coming year or two. So I think that's a perfect connection. We could try and speak that draft pick into existence. Tyrese Chambers to the Los Angeles Chargers. But man, your grind to being great is so different, and it's different for every other athlete. But you're a guy that was like so under recruited and had to go for it, Scott. And then I don't even like, you barely even got to play football there, if any. End up at Sacred Heart, tear it up. Now you're at FIU and you're just continuing this ascension. But what has that grind been like? What has this journey been like?
Man, it's been a very interesting journey, man. I know I'll never question God. God always comes first, man. So I kind of have conversations with him, asking, I hope and pray that everything works out the way it should work out. That's always been my motto from day one. You know, me being in high school, being under recruited in high school. You know, I was all state in high school and didn't get no FBS offers and nothing like that. Had to take the junior college route. Ended up going to Fort Scott. I didn't play there. I ended up playing just the spring and dominating and stuff. And I was blessed to get an offer from Sacred Heart. Went there and had to start all over again. You know, back at the bottom of the depth chart. I had to work my way up to be a starter, work my way on the field, work my way to end up being one of the guys on the team. And you know that worked out in my favor. Dominated there, and I wanted to prove to the world that I can play at a high level. Came to FIU. Committed here on my birthday, came here, ended up breaking T.Y. Hilton record, man. Just to think about how that journey went is so crazy, because it's like, you know, you never know what's next. You get what I'm saying? You never know what's going to be next, man. And it's been a very, very interesting journey. But I just now had made a tweet about, you know, your comfort zone is where dreams end up dying. So I feel like you can't get comfortable, man. I just was never comfortable in none of my situations. Like I love Sacred Heart, love the experience of JUCO. It kind of made me who I am today. Love my experience at FIU, but I never get comfortable in any situation. I always want to be better and want to do more. So my journey has been very interesting, but that's kind of how that goes.
Love that answer. I know when you were at Sacred Heart, you and Julius Chestnut were on the same team, right?
Yeah.
How on earth were FCS defense is supposed to stop y'all? Like that's unreal. But you rewrote like the record books there, and then you went to FIU your first time playing FBS football, and then you just did the same thing and rewrote the record books again. And you spoke about, you know, breaking T.Y. Hilton's records. This year you're looking to break your own records, and then even more at the NCAA just straight up FBS level. Is there a certain record that you're really eager to break?
I really want to get 2,000 yards. That's my goal, man. I've been dreaming about that for a long time. You know, just even going to sleep, before I go to sleep, wake up, I always think about having 2,000 yards. I know it's possible. I feel like I can do it. People be calling me crazy and stuff, but I feel like if you don't dream big, then what you dreaming for? So I feel like the 2,000 yard mark. I believe what's his name? From Texas Tech, the receiver. What's his name? I forgot his name. What's his name? Receiver from Texas Tech? Crabtree. Yeah, I think he had like 19 or something like that, right? He had some crazy stats.
Like that.
Yeah, he had some crazy stats at Texas Tech. And my OC actually, you know, came from Texas Tech a little while ago. So I kind of be watching some film and stuff on him and stuff like that. So I feel like I can do what he did with the right amount of targets and balls. I feel like I can do just as much as them guys, man. So I'm excited about that.
You're on my fantasy team, not to cut Dylan, but you're on my fantasy team, so I'll take 2,000 yards.
Yeah, I know, man. I want that so bad. I feel like I can do it.
Yeah, we're definitely not going to hear us calling you crazy for that. I mean, that would be a dream to see you do that, and you know, to really have people see the kind of player that you are. Because I mean, FIU was a really fun team to watch last year, particularly with you, of course. And I think that would be incredible if you can make that come true. But you know, for me, I always love hearing the story about the JUCO guys, because everything is earned. They earn their way through. And you know, you went from being an under recruited prospect, like you talked about in high school, Did you ever get discouraged because of that climb that it takes? Did you ever battle with confidence, and how did you get through that?
To be honest, it's just about believing in yourself, man. Like, there's been times where I was in my dorm and stuff, and I just always write stuff down. I'm a big writer, so I just write stuff down about how my day going and what I can do to get better each and every day. I feel like you got to focus on one thing at a time in JUCO. That's the key to making it out of JUCO. Just taking it one day at a time. You can't think about hit at a time. You can't think about the future. You can't think about none of that. All you gotta do is focus on the day. Exactly what you're doing that same day and what you're gonna do tomorrow, and so forth and so on. So that was kind of big for me. I just took it one day at a time, man, and did everything I supposed to do. It definitely can be a confidence problem for sure. You don't know, if you're going to get up out of there. You don't know, if coach is going to come through and see you. You don't know like what's going on at JUCO. You everybody, everything is new. Everybody's trying to make it out. Even the coaches trying to make it out. Some of those coaches be trying to, get to Power 5 schools, FBS schools, just go to any school other than JUCO. You get what I'm saying? And it's just like, you just got to believe in yourself and trust the process, man. Just take it one day at a time and just believe in yourself. That's pretty much it.
For yourself now, if you were able to talk to, let's say, your senior in high school self, would there be anything that you would do differently? Would there be any advice that you would share to him, or do you think that you've gone on the path that you've wanted to?
I definitely would tell myself just like make sure you don't like let people be in your ear. Like, I feel like that was a big problem for me. I was letting too much people in and out my ear, telling me different things and stuff like that. It was kind of confusing instead of just, focusing on what I want to do and stuff like that at an early age. Now I feel like I've been making a lot of decisions for me, and I've been feeling comfortable with making decisions for me. But, back then and stuff, I was always, trying to make everybody else happy, trying to please, other people, and not doing what's best for me. So I definitely would tell my old self that just focus on you, man, and do what's best for you.
It's really good advice for upcoming college football players are currently in high school too. Now I want to talk about this. When you're studying film and you're trying to get the advantage on the cornerback that you're playing, in the upcoming week, what's the first thing that you're looking for on film to try and exploit an advantage?
What do they do on the line? So, because I feel like if you playing in my face, you better bring it, because it's gonna be a problem if you don't. And that's what I always do. I watch the film and see what they doing on the line. If they not physical on the line, it's probably gonna be over with.
Torching them.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so like that's the first thing I do. I watch what they do on the line. I watch their technique. How they plan the receivers. When it's 3rd and 3 or when it's 3rd and 10, down the distance and stuff, how they plan them, and just different types of ways. But ultimately, I feel like the best corners that I feel like is to go against is the guys who is just physical. You want to get your hands on the receiver. You want to be hip to hip. I don't like they battling and trying to help get safety help and all that extra stuff. I just want to see you play me man to man and what you do to me on the line. That's what I want to see.
I'm gonna go off script here real quick. Who's the best cornerback that you've gone up against?
The best cornerback. It's hard, man. I really not sure, because it's some good corners. Like, I heard Middle Tennessee got a really good corner. I was playing against him. We really wasn't. I really didn't get too many targets that game because we had like a lot of line situation, a lot of fresh new people and stuff playing those positions that game. So it was raining, and then a lot of crazy stuff was going on with the offensive line. So we really couldn't get the ball off. But I would be eager to test him out again. See like I think he's a really good corner. I like the cornerback from Marshall too. Those two guys are pretty solid corners.
Gilmore?
Yeah, Gilmore.
Stefan's brother. Yeah, he's gonna be good.
Yeah, I like that guy. I didn't have too many targets against him either. I actually didn't have targets against none of them. Like, I didn't get the ball thrown because it was like that D line's crazy. Their D lines are really good. But I would be eager to see those guys and what they do this year. Those guys got a lot of potential, man.
For sure. And a few months ago, you spent like, what was it, like a month in the transfer portal accumulating offers in late 2021, and you opted to return to FIU, which I think surprised a good amount of people because you had some really like coveted Power Five programs coming after you. I just want to know, is your mindset during that month, that whole process, and what led you to returning to FIU?
Man, that month was crazy. I was getting phone calls like I've never got phone calls before, man. Emails crazy, social media is going crazy. Like it was just a crazy month. It was definitely exciting process to know that you have, opportunities, because those are opportunities that I didn't have coming out of high school and stuff like that. So that was a blessing in itself. I was able to, fly my mom a couple places and let her see, different parts of the world and stuff. And that was great. That was pretty cool for me. And I was just ultimately, I didn't know my future hold here at FIU once my coach was no longer with the program. We didn't have nobody hired at the time. And I just didn't want to, stay here in that situation. I wanted to, explore my options and stuff and see was there's a good fit for me somewhere. And that's what I did. I took a couple of visits, and I've been talking to a lot of coaches and stuff. That whole process there was nothing negative about that process. Like all the coaches was respectful. There was I met some great people, seeing some great facilities and stuff. But it ultimately came down to, I tell everybody, if you transferring, it should be for 3 reasons. One, because your situation there may not be the best for you. So you may not be, getting the opportunities that you should get, or, stuff like that. The second one is resources. What's your ability? Like, do you have resources and stuff to be able to become, better? And then last but not least, I feel like it's like, do you play, like, is there the office revolved around you and stuff like that? If it's not revolved around you and stuff like that, then it might be somebody else out there that may have that opportunity for you. And also, I'm gonna put out there financial issues. Some places may not have the financial stability to be able to make sure you have what you need. In my case, I have the resources. I'm in Miami, Florida. The financial issues is taken care of now because of NIL. So, you're getting money in your pocket that you didn't used to get. The team is revolved around me and stuff like that, and when I say revolved around me, meaning like, you're a playmaker and stuff like that. You have the opportunities you want and stuff like that. So now I'm getting opportunities, I'm making plays here. And yeah, my coach is great. So my situation here is perfectly fine. So why would I leave? I just feel like there's no point in doing that. A lot of people that I seen in the portal, it was a lot of guys that never played, didn't get no playing time, or maybe they was at a situation where they didn't feel comfortable, but that's what they chose to do. You get what I'm saying? I feel perfectly comfortable with my situation, and that's why I chose to come back.
Absolutely. And I listened to a podcast recently that you were on where you talked about how Coach Mack flew to your home in Baltimore after he was hired. And you said that was the first time that a D1 head coach had flown to your home. And after you hit the transfer portal, like we said, you got a bunch of Power Five looks that you weren't getting before. And the thing that stood out to me that you talked about was you had a chance to really make a decision for yourself and how the ball was in your court and you didn't have to beg for it. When it came down to like actually making your decision, whether to come back, whether to go to a different school, what were kind of your priorities? Like, what were you hoping to get out of either returning to FIU or, going to a new school? Like, what was in your head when you were making that decision?
Ultimately, when Coach Mack flew to my city, that was big. Just having a coach that really cares about you, that's really interested in you as much as he was. And, he came and sat down with my mom and met my family and stuff. That was really big for me, man. And, at the end of the day, it's bigger than ball. So when he did that, that kind of made me respect him in a whole nother level and stuff, man. I really appreciated that. Far as like ultimately my ultimate goal to coming back, like I love my school, I love the scenery here. I love, my position here and the part I play here and stuff like that, me being a captain, me being a leader of my team and stuff like that, man. So it was just like, for me to leave and to let go of all of that and leave, I would have to go in a situation where it would be something similar. And, ultimately, like I'll be honest with you, and I'll say this on here. When I had the portal, I was expecting a U offer for sure. You know what I'm saying? It's in Miami, same scenery and stuff like that. That's the closest type of school that you would get, like, what I'm saying, close type of situation that I would get similar to FIU's, but they didn't call. I didn't get a call from them, didn't hear nothing from them. Not saying that if the U offered me, I would have went there and stuff like that, but they would have had a better shot at getting me than every other school. But they didn't even make that phone call or nothing like that. So it was just a no-brainer to come back home.
Absolutely. And kind of shifting gears from the transfer portal stuff and kind of more of, we talked about your confidence a little bit. What advice do you think that you've been given, whether it be football related or not? What do you think has been the most helpful to you in your career and especially in the journey that you've had?
Like I said before, man, just making sure your journey is your journey, making sure you make the decisions for yourself, not for everybody else, man. Because at the end of the day, you got to live with the decisions you make each and every day. So just ultimately, just somebody telling me that before, just focusing on myself, taking time to focus on yourself because you are your biggest investment. Can't nobody make those trips to fly to different schools. If you want to transfer, you have to be the one to fly and pack up and go to that school and accept that with that decision. Nobody else is going to be able to do that for you. So just that's pretty much the whole topic of it, the whole thing. Just making a decision for yourself, making sure you comfortable with decisions you make.
Definitely. And speaking of investments, you mentioned NIL a little bit earlier. The NIL era has completely changed college football as we know it. And now you've teamed up recently with Inside the Cage, which was formed by former FIU legend Jonathan Cyprian. So what was kind of the idea behind your NIL journey? Because for a lot of guys, it's kind of overwhelming, right? In just 1 year of it being passed, there's so many crazy things that have happened in college football. What did you want out of your NIL journey? And can you talk about the opportunity that comes with Inside the Cage?
Yeah, man. So like NIL I feel like them passing that law and stuff was a great investment for athletes, man. I feel like we deserve it. We work hard and stuff to be able to get a couple dollars in your pocket. However, there can be times where people may get complacent with money in their face or money in their pocket. Like in my circumstances, I come from poverty, so where I'm from and stuff like that, I didn't always have these type of opportunities that I'm getting now. And I'm just, always thankful. It's never like anything me wanting to get big headed about it or, what I'm saying? Like I just want the money just to make sure I'm taken care of, making sure I can pay my phone bill, making sure I can get around from point A to point B, making sure I eat good every day. Like stuff like that is what NIL it should be for. And the type of opportunities that I've getting been tremendous, man. I've been partnering with restaurants and I got a couple of merch deals with Crocs and Ethica and Hydro Gun, different types of deals, man. And me and Jonathan Cyprian is really really good friends, man. And we conversated about him making this happen, and he spoke it into fruition to say he was going to do it, and he did it. He did everything he said he was going to do, man. So once he got it done and got that thing going, he made a phone call to me and asked me was I ready to go, and I said yes sir, let's do it. But basically, like that whole thing about Inside the Cage is helping FIU student athletes to be able to capitalize off their names and likeness by reaching out to different companies that you want them to reach out to, and they just a good support, man, good support system, and help athletes out.
On the topic of support system, specifically in the FIU community, I saw recently that you're working out with T.Y. Hilton this offseason. What's your relationship like with him? And can you kind of give us a little sneak peek into what you're working on with him?
That's my dog, man. I love Ty, man. I love Ty. Obviously, that's one of my idols, and obviously he was a legend here and at FIU and stuff like that. So me connecting with him was like such a big thing with me, because like I just wanted to know what was his experience like, what was his experience like here at FIU and stuff like that, and how he made it out of here. He got drafted out of here and stuff like that. And he made things happen. He changed his life, changed his family life out of here. So I wanted just to have a grown man-to-man conversation with him about stuff outside of ball. It really wasn't even about football. It was mainly about, how his day-to-day life be, how he, what he eat, how he carry himself off the field. He don't have social medias like that. He's not a big social media guy. He has a very, very small circle. It's just him, his mom, his dad, and like one of his friends. It was all out there. His dad actually was the one who was throwing us the ball. So he didn't get no quarterback to come out there, nothing like that. He was out there with his family, man, and that was big to me. We was just working on different simple stuff. Nothing crazy, no crazy drills, nothing like that. It was all simple drills, and he's a very, very simple guy. So that's how that went.
Yeah, that's really dope, and it's really cool that you get to work with the NFL stud like that who carved out such a successful career coming from a smaller school in FIU. This season, you're gonna have so many NFL talent evaluators watching you like with a Hawkeye, right? Super closely. do you have a message for them? And like, why should they invest in your future as opposed to another receiver's future?
To be honest, they just gonna have to wait and see. The mission isn't done yet, man. I still got a lot of. I haven't reached my full potential. So everything that they watched on film and all of my success up to this point is just the beginning. I feel like I got a lot left in the tank. I got a lot more to prove, a lot more to show that I can do, a lot of more ability that I can improve on and stuff like that. I'm working on right now. But I definitely will be prepared when it's time for that. When it's that time, I'm gonna be prepared. I'm gonna be ready for it. To be honest, I really don't really have a message specifically for them. I'm just excited, man. I just want them to be ready. You know, when they come and look at me and stuff like that, just know like it's time. It's go time. That's it. That's all I really got to say to them.
For sure. And be ready for scouts and stuff to ask you some wild questions because they love doing that. We've had a few players tell us what scouts have told them, and it's unreal. So be prepared for that. But the last thing I'll close with is one of my favorite questions to ask every athlete that we have on. I just want to speak about the community and how you plan on giving back after you make it big time. How do you plan on giving back and providing a positive impact?
Yeah, it's crazy. I gave back. I've been giving back since I was in JUCO. So I've been reading books to kids at my elementary school. I came and gave her all them gift bags and stuff. I did that about 4 or 5 times during that COVID. During the right before COVID and stuff like that. And then during COVID-19, I was feeding the homeless, doing different types of things in my city. I just recently had a camp last year, and I was supposed to have a camp when I went home this year, but some stuff happened with the area, the football field and stuff like that. But I had a football camp for kids. I'm gonna say probably like middle of last year or something like that, right before the season. I had a football camp for the kids, man. I do stuff like that all the time. So giving back is something really, really important for me. And when I get in a position that I want to get in, I want to just give back. I just love doing it because I feel like that's how you get your blessings, man. So.
Yeah, that's really cool. I love that answer.
I actually have a picture of the camp I had posted on my Instagram page. I don't know if you guys can see it.
That's super cool.
Yeah, let me see. Yeah, I had camp. That was all of them right there. All the kids who came out.
That's
awesome, really
man.
Cool.
Yeah, so I love kids, man. I love kids. I love giving back. I love because I know what it feels. I know how I feel to not have people there for me when I was that age, man. So I want to make sure that they don't have to go through that same problem and stuff.
No, that's super cool. I know that you'll continue to do that and give back in that way. That's a really unique thing to do. And we'll close this off with pick 6. We'll ask 6 questions right quick, and we'll start with what's your favorite show?
Favorite show? Favorite show? That's a good question. I don't really watch TV like that. That's crazy. But I like is it a show? Movies count?
Yeah, we can do a movie.
Let's do. I like Rush Hour. It's one of my favorite movies. All the Rush Hours and stuff. Friday classics, like stuff like that. I love those shows. I'm actually watching this show right now. It's called I'm not sure if y'all seen it. I forgot the name of it. Yeah. Next question. I don't know. I don't know the name of it.
Favorite and least favorite food.
Favorite food, I love seafood. Least favorite food, coleslaw. Don't like it.
Man. If you and I were ever to go get a meal together, I know where we're going. We're getting some seafood because that's my favorite food too. I love that.
Definitely. My mom's a chef, man, so I like to eat. That's big, man. That's big for me. I love to eat.
I love seafood too. Big fan of sushi. Big fan of like gumbo and jambalaya. They don't really got that out here in Vegas. But what about what's one thing that people don't know much about you? Like maybe it's a unique skill or a hidden talent.
I play lacrosse. I won MVP in lacrosse when I was in middle school, so I was really, really good at lacrosse. I feel like it's a sport that I would dominate if I didn't play football. I would dominate lacrosse. I also like doing gymnastics, so I hit a lot of flips and stuff. I don't really do it too often, but I can do it.
Yeah. You might have just answered our next question. If you didn't play football, what would you be doing?
If I didn't play football, what would I be doing? Yeah, probably play lacrosse, probably lacrosse or basketball or something. It would be some type of sport for sure. Love sports in general.
All right, you could go one-on-one against any corner in football history. Who are you going up against? Who's your quarterback? And what route are you running to beat the corner?
Cornerback. I would say Jalen Ramsey. And my quarterback would be Tom Brady. And I would hit him with a stuttering go for a touchdown.
For six.
Is
that guarantee?
They say Jalen Ramsey a dog, so I would love to step in front of him, and Tom Brady the GOAT, so I know he gonna get me the ball. That's how we're gonna do.
So one thing we want to do is give you the floor to put into, manifest any goals that you have for this upcoming season, whether it be team or individual, and we want to keep track of them through the season. We'll post some graphics and maybe put some check boxes on them as you go through the season and keep breaking records. So what are some goals for this upcoming season that you've got?
Okay, so first I want to say shout out to my coaches, man. They're some great guys. I love my staff, love my teammates, and I feel like it's going to be a big season this year. We set a standard and everybody's buying into that standard. Equipment people, trainers, the people that's working behind the scenes, everybody is buying into the standard. So it's going to be an exciting year, man. I feel like one of the biggest goals is ultimately making the bowl game. So I feel like we're going to do that. So that's one of my goals, making the bowl game. Obviously, we want to be champions and stuff. That we got a lot of work to do to get there. But I feel like for sure, we definitely, our goal is definitely making the bowl game. That's what we want to do, make happen. That's my team goal. My individual goals, ultimately just graduating. I graduated in December, getting my degree. That's the first thing. I want to make sure I have a 4.0. I got to crack a 4.0 before I leave college. So you can write that down. That's one of my goals. I had a 3.92, so I was close. But I got to get that 4.0, man. I got to get that 4.0. That's some academic goals and stuff like that. And ultimately, for the season, my goals is 1,500 plus. That's like one of my big goals. I want to have 15 plus touchdowns. I'm doing punt return and stuff like that, so that's going to be some touchdowns in there as well. Let me see. I want 100 balls, at least 100 footballs. I've never had 100 footballs in my life. I don't know what my stats going to look like. I have 100 footballs. Let's see. That's pretty much it, man. I feel like me doing that and getting that's ultimately gonna help the team as well. So those are like my three biggest things. I want to definitely win a Biletnikoff. I feel like if I crack 2K, I'm gonna get that. I feel like if I hit 2,000 yards, I'm definitely gonna win that. So that's like one of my biggest goals and stuff. I want to be the Triple Crown. So I want to lead the nation in catches, touchdowns, and yards. So that's my ultimate goal. And this I have so many of them. I can go on and on, but those are like some of the main ones, man. Just make sure I'm making all the plays that's thrown to me. Zero drops. I think I had probably 2 last year that actually dropped with my hands. 2 of them. One of them I couldn't see. I didn't even know the ball was like right there, and then the other one that's just a bad play on my end. But the rest of the balls I caught. So I want to make that to 0, and that's pretty much it.
Absolutely, man. I mean, just hearing all of those and watching you play last year and, at Sacred Heart, I don't think any of those are crazy or outlandish. I think those are all completely realistic. So appreciate you so much for hopping on and talking with us, man. Where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at team_RESE. You can find me on Twitter at _BigTime0. And those are my social medias, man. And I'm excited to for this upcoming season, man. I hope people that's tuned in, you know, if you're in Miami, if you're in the Miami area, come through to some games, man, and get some season tickets. If not, tune in on ESPN and college football. You'll find a game somewhere. So that's it. I appreciate you guys for having me on here, man. It means a lot.
Absolutely, man. You're going to ball out. FIU is going to ball out. It's going to be so much fun to watch. If you're a college football fan and you just watch like Power 5, you're completely missing out on guys like Tyrese, man. His is a blast to watch, and he's going to tear it up this season. So thank you so much for joining us, man. Thank you, Liam, for hopping on as well. And thank you, everybody, so much for tuning in to the Transfer Portal CFB. We'll see you in the next one.
See you guys, man. Appreciate it.